Hey, this is James from Metallica and you're watching Pure Rock.
Ever wondered what makes James Hetfield, the iconic frontman of Metallica, tick? Today, we're diving deep into 35 crazy facts about the man behind the guitar, James Hetfield. 35. Absentee father. James Hetfield's childhood was marked by the absence of his father, Virgil, a truck driver who left the family when Hetfield was young. His mother, Cynthia, a light opera singer, raised him after their divorce in 1976. Both parents adhered strictly to Christian Science beliefs, which opposed medical treatments, a stance they maintained even as Cynthia battled cancer. This upbringing deeply influenced Hetfield's lyrics in Metallica, reflecting themes of loss, abandonment, and personal struggle. Hetfield's reflections on his father's absence were captured in Dustin Hunt's documentary film Absent, where he candidly discussed the impact of this void in his life. His biography, So Let It Be Written, by Mark Eglinton, published in 2017, further delves into these formative experiences and their profound influence on his music and personal journey. 34. Musical roots. Contrary to his iconic metal image, James Hetfield's musical journey began with classical piano, inspired by his mother's encouragement. Starting piano lessons at 9, he later transitioned to drums, previously played by his brother David, and finally picked up the guitar at 14. Even as a child, he explored his musical interests through bands like Leather Charm and Obsession. 33. The Recycler Connection. In 1981, James Hetfield answered a classified ad placed by drummer Lars Ulrich in the Los Angeles newspaper The Recycler. This marked the beginning of their collaboration to form the legendary heavy metal band Metallica. Alongside guitarist Dave Mustaine and bassist Cliff Burton, they initially struggled with Mustaine's erratic behavior and drinking. Eventually, in 1983, Kirk Hammett replaced Mustaine as lead guitarist, solidifying the band's lineup. They later relocated from Los Angeles to San Francisco, a move that would shape their musical trajectory. 32. Pyro Mishap.
It doesn't see me that I've walked back out there. A big colored flame goes right up under me.
James Hetfield has encountered numerous onstage mishaps throughout his career, but none more infamous than the pyrotechnics accident at Montreal's Olympic Stadium. During the Guns N' Roses Metallica Stadium tour on August 8, 1992, tragedy struck during Fade to Black when a pyrotechnic explosion went awry. Although Hetfield's guitar shielded him somewhat, he suffered severe burns to his left side, including his hand, arm, eyebrows, face, and hair. The injuries were extensive, with second and third degree burns requiring immediate medical attention. Remarkably, just 17 days later, Hetfield returned to the stage, although he temporarily relinquished guitar duties to former tech John Marshall for several weeks as he recuperated fully. 31. Banned from skateboarding. Beyond onstage incidents, James Hetfield's affinity for skateboarding has also led to its share of challenges. Having broken his arm multiple times while skateboarding, these injuries have at times prevented him from performing live on guitar. As a result, Hetfield's management company Q Prime implemented a contractual clause forbidding him from skateboarding during Metallica tours to safeguard against further injuries. 30. Stage fright surprise. Believe it or not, the mighty frontman struggles with glossophobia, a fear of public speaking. This might surprise fans who witness his powerful stage presence, but it speaks to his dedication to overcoming challenges and delivering an unforgettable performance. 29. Voice acting debut. Metallica fans might be surprised to learn Hetfield and Lars Ulrich lent their voices to Disney's Dave the Barbarian as dragons. He was the voice of Chino, Apparently, his voice acting skills were so impressive, the show's creators said he could have a solid voice acting career. Hetfield is also the voice of Wolfgang from the animated Skylanders Academy. 28. Missed opportunities. Hetfield was once offered a role in The Terminator, but ultimately declined. He was also approached to play Wolverine in the X-Men movies, but passed. While fans might debate who would have been the better Wolverine, there's no doubt Metallica wouldn't be the same without him. 27. Contract clause for sobriety. Following a period of heavy drinking, a clause was reportedly added to his contract requiring him to maintain sobriety while touring. This highlights the band's dedication to his well-being and the success of Metallica. Hetfield has long struggled with addiction problems. In 2001, he entered a rehab program, documented in the film Metallica: Some Kind of Monster, and began maintaining a total abstinence from alcohol. In a 2010 interview with So What, the official magazine of Metallica's fan club, Hetfield stated that he is a reborn straight edge. However, in 2019, Hetfield once again entered rehab, forcing Metallica to cancel their Australia-New Zealand leg of the Worldwide tour. Hetfield made his first public appearance since leaving rehab at the Peterson Automotive Museum reception on January 30th, 2020. 26. Gearhead Grandeur. Metallica's frontman James Hetfield has been making music since 1981. Since then, the rock musician has made himself a fortune. As you know, rich people have the means to be extravagant in their hobbies. Hetfield is a car enthusiast who owns a collection of classic muscle cars.
And I am obsessed with cars.
He is a skilled craftsman and enjoys building custom cars and motorcycles in his spare time. His love for vehicles culminated as he hosted a classic car and bike show that brought in around 300 different cars and showcased his collection, which includes some rare and notable vehicles. He put his 1968 Chevrolet Camaro up for sale on eBay, with the proceeds going to a Music for Schools program. The car was used in the video for I Disappear and was given to him as a gift upon the video's completion. Slow Burn, his 1936 Auburn Boattail Speedster, won the 2010 Good Guys West Coast Custom of the Year. 25. Western Fanatic. When Metallica members were invited to be artists in residence at the Mill Valley Film Festival, they were each given the opportunity to conduct a screening. While Hammett went with the 1971 gem Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Hetfield decided to screen an indispensable classic from the rich world of westerns. He selected Sergio Leone's 1966 masterpiece, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, an essential spaghetti western which shaped the genre in more ways than one. I don't remember the first time I saw it, Hetfield said during the screening of the film while talking about the impact it had on him. I became a Clint Eastwood fan early on in my life, and it's one of those films that, referring to Clint's character, was one of the early mentors on the screen that I kind of wanted to emulate. The tough, cool, quiet guy. According to Hetfield, he experienced the breathtaking film on multiple occasions, and he always had different interpretations. The rich philosophical framework created by Leone enabled Hetfield to connect to each element of the good, the bad, and the ugly, which is why he admires the masterpiece so much. 24. Artistic flair. He's not just a musician. Hetfield has a talent for art and has contributed to Metallica's album covers and stage designs. The cover of Metallica's third album, Master of Puppets, is as iconic as the music itself. The painting is haunting, powerful, and a statement in its own right. The artwork was by the late American artist Don Brautigam from a sketch by James Hetfield and sent to Brautigam as a guide. Hetfield wanted to capture the futility and price of addiction, as depicted so starkly in the title track, and came up with the concept of those gravestones. 23. Comic relief.
Animation to CGI to all of the, it's like building your dream house.
Despite his intense persona, Hetfield enjoys reading comic books, especially Marvel. Hugh Tanner, Hetfield's friend from school, remembered Hetfield having a great sense of humor. I was experimenting with my first whammy bar, and one time it made a noise like a walrus farting. James came to a dead stop and said, "What the hell was that?" We laughed hysterically. James had a lot of qualities that made his stoic determination to be a rock star much more likely. Tanner summed him up best. Guard down, funny, laid back but serious, cool but never lazy, focused but not overly intense. 22. Obsessed with bird watching.
Free like a bird?
Free bird, that's it.
That's free bird? Okay.
Why is James Hetfield so obsessed with bird watching? Hetfield has developed a rather wholesome pastime when he's not out on the road with Metallica, having a cigar on the porch and watching the birds. In fact, he's so obsessed with his hobby that he's got probably 6 bird feeders set up. Well, until the bears come and destroy them. On my time off, I'm obsessed with having a cigar on the porch, and I've probably got about 6 bird feeders. I know all the birds that come out there, and I've got my little app that has bird noises, and I can see which one they are, and I'll pull it up and talk to them and all that stuff. I love that stuff. I love it. Until the bears are out of hibernation in Colorado, and they've come and destroyed all my bird feeders. 21. Acting endeavors.
Have you ever been to the town of Murray?
Has James Hetfield dabbled in acting? Discover his ventures on screen. Besides his musical career, James Hetfield has also dabbled in acting. He has appeared in films like Metallica, Some Kind of Monster, and had guest roles in popular TV shows like Billions. James Hetfield also previously landed the role of police officer Bob Hayward in the 2019 movie Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, which starred Zac Efron as serial killer Ted Bundy. 20. Philanthropic efforts.
Just here to send a message of hope and that you're not alone, that we're all living this together, and
Which philanthropic causes does James Hetfield support? Beyond music, Hetfield is involved in various charitable efforts, including Metallica's All Within My Hands Foundation. The foundation is dedicated to creating sustainable communities by supporting workforce education, the fight against hunger, and other critical local services. Hetfield's commitment to these causes demonstrates a compassionate side that contrasts with the often intense and aggressive persona he exhibits on stage. In fact, his band Metallica might be the world's most charitable metal band, as well as one of the most profitable. The band started their very own charity organization, All Within My Hands, back in February of 2017. Since then, Metallica have plotted numerous donations and funds to a variety of entities, giving $100,000 towards California wildlife relief, a $1 million donation to U.S. community colleges, and raising over $1.3 million at their 2018 All Within My Hands benefit show. The charity train doesn't even stop there, as their most recent European tour was accompanied by a plethora of donations toward individual countries and local charities. In total, Metallica donated 1.5 million euros across their worldwide European tour, including a 63,000 euro donation to Free Zone Mannheim, an organization focused on helping homeless youths in Mannheim, Germany. 19. Musician son. James Hetfield's son Castor is a musician, playing for the Savannah, Georgia-based band Disdain as their drummer. Disdain is a trio consisting of bassist and vocalist Jake Dallas, guitarist Ethan Siratsky, and Hetfield on drums. Their first album, Is This Rage, came out this past March, and since then they've embarked on a couple of different tours, including one with Otto, which features Robert Trujillo's son Ty Trujillo. While Hetfield wants to have his own experience as a band and doesn't want to live in the shadows of his father, he admitted that the best advice he's ever received came from him. 18. Musical influences.
Fight in the hills, the early days.
Metallica frontman James Hetfield has always been open about his influences, taking cues from a mix of classic rock, metal, and punk. A list of familiar faces, including Black Sabbath, Motorhead, Led Zeppelin, and even Scorpions, have all been credited by the Californian with helping him establish his style. One group that Hetfield has a particularly long-running admiration for is hard rock heroes Aerosmith, the American answer to the Rolling Stones, led by the swaggering duo of frontman Steven Tyler and guitarist Joe Perry. Aerosmith were such a pivotal band for James Hetfield's development that he revealed that they inspired him to sing and play the guitar, as he couldn't decide whose job was cooler out of Tyler and Perry's. Of course, this is a momentous point, as without Hetfield's work, modern metal would be a completely different beast. The Metallica leader made this revelation in 2002 when MTV Icon invited him to honor Aerosmith alongside his bandmates Kirk Hammett and Lars Ulrich. 17. Sporting enthusiast. How does James Hetfield channel his sporting enthusiasm outside of music? The Metallica frontman is most known for his rapid downstrokes playing rhythm guitar and shaping the thrash metal scene in the 80s. However, he almost had a completely different life. You see, Hetfield is more than just an NFL fan. In fact, there was a time in the frontman's life when he was considering pursuing a career in football instead of music. However, he was forced to choose between the two when his high school football coach told him he couldn't play for the team unless he cut his hair. Having Hetfield as a player would really change the odds at BetUS, the home of NFL Moneyline. Fortunately, heavy metal is a community that doesn't care what you look like, and this pressure seemed to solidify James Hetfield's love of music. Hetfield hasn't fallen out of love with the sport though. He is a huge Raiders fan and is often seen supporting them online or in the stands. James Hetfield is a passionate sports fan. He has also been seen attending numerous sporting events, including baseball games and UFC matches, demonstrating his love for sports outside of music. 16. The Hetfield Iron Cross. James Hetfield is often seen playing a guitar featuring a distinctive design known as the Hetfield Iron Cross. The custom design has become synonymous with his image and stage presence. The Iron Cross is based on James' personal custom instrument design and features set neck construction of a mahogany body with maple cap and a single-piece mahogany neck with ebony fingerboard and 22 extra jumbo frets with an Iron Cross inlay at the 12th fret. The ESP Iron Cross is powered by James's own EMG JH set active pickups and includes premier components such as ESP strap locks, Spertzel locking tuners, and a Tone Pros locking tom bridge and tailpiece. 15. Documentary narrator.
It's you. It's in you. It's already there. You just gotta find it and accept it.
Metallica's James Hetfield has a nice voice to listen to, both in his singing and in his spoken word. Though who thought you'd be able to listen to that voice narrate a documentary on porn addiction? James Hetfield lent his voice as the narrator for the documentary film Addicted to Porn, Chasing the Cardboard Butterfly. His involvement showcased his versatility beyond the realm of music. Directed by Justin Hunt, Addicted to Porn presents a unique, controversial film dissecting the issue of pornography, its effect on society, and how it's perceived around the globe, according to the movie's producers. James Hetfield's voice passionately reflects the ideology of the filmmakers, tackling tough subjects like the ever-increasing accessibility of pornography to children. Our children are potentially exposed to massive amounts of pornography on a daily basis by the tap of a finger, Hetfield says. It is teaching them a lie. It is belittling spouses, emasculating men, and destroying the beautiful essence of women. Hetfield goes on, admit it or not, it is here and it is harmful. And that is precisely the sole purpose of this film. It is to shine a light onto a darkness that looms over us as a human race. 14. Bee Whisperer. How did James Hetfield become known as the Bee Whisperer? Who knew? Hetfield has a hidden talent for beekeeping and maintains several hives at his home. Hetfield, like thousands of other musical beekeepers, has discovered that spending time with bees can do wonders for pre-concert anxieties. It can also swell one's ankle, as Hetfield describes in one of his bee adventures. I had to move a hive one time. I'm in my bee suit, everything is fine. But one area of my ankle was exposed, and of course, I ended up with about 20 bee stings. 13. A lifetime of ink.
I mean, these guys here, first of all, went through my time of kind of infatuated with angels and
Hetfield has a number of tattoos, including one which shows flames encasing 4 playing cards. Ace, 1, 9, 6, and 3, representing the year of his birth, and the words Carpe Diem, seize the day. The flames on the tattoo are in reference to the pyrotechnic accident which he suffered in 1992 during a concert in Montreal. He has tattooed an M and 81 on his right hand for Metallica and the year Metallica was founded, 1981, and an F on his left hand for Francesca. He also has some Christian tattoos, including crosses and one of Jesus on his right arm. He has a tattoo of 2 razors forming the straight edge X symbol on his left wrist. 12. Sweet Home Alabama.
You're beautiful. Yes, you are.
What's the connection between Hetfield and Sweet Home Alabama? James Hetfield, lead singer and guitarist of legendary American metal band Metallica, has a penchant for many things. Old school hot rods, San Francisco Giants baseball, straight edge tattoos, and beekeeping among the sillier ones. But at the end of the day, Hetfield is just a red-blooded American who likes to kick back and listen to some Lynyrd Skynyrd. His love for the Florida Southern rock outfit is well documented. Hetfield has claimed that Sweet Home Alabama was the first piece of music he ever bought. Metallica even covered Tuesday's Gone on their 1998 Garage Inc. EP. When speaking with Rolling Stone, Hetfield even made the bold claim that Freebird was the greatest song of all time. Nothing tops this working man's ballad, Hetfield told the magazine. Freebird fit my life for the first 20 years on the road, not really getting too attached to stuff, living life for the moment, and moving on. Hetfield clearly positions himself among the working men that the song appeals to. Perhaps the softer acoustic piano balladry of the first 4 minutes aren't quite in line with the hard-hitting metal styles of Metallica, but it's not hard to detect an influence that the twin guitar finale might have had on Hetfield and his own guitar playing. 11. Disdain for politics. Hetfield has expressed his disdain for politics and celebrities who soapbox their opinions, stating that, for us, people are people. You should all have your own opinion. In 2007, Metallica performed at London's Live Earth concert. When Hetfield was asked for his thoughts on climate change, he responded by saying, "I really avoided the press around the Live Earth Day. I didn't quite agree with what was going on there. Politics drives me crazy, and I don't like talking about politics. It gets in the way of things. It gets in the way of getting things done, and getting our music across is what we want to do. We don't want to cloud it with Democrat, Republican, whatever." 10. Big game hunter. James Hetfield enjoys big game hunting. He is an accomplished hunter and a member of the National Rifle Association. Hetfield enjoys hunting big game, a fact that has sparked controversy among some fans. Remember how James Hetfield likes to go bear hunting and is even narrating The Hunt, an upcoming History Channel miniseries about that very subject? Well, some fans are really not happy about it. 9. School nickname. James Hetfield had a nickname in school. What do you think it was? Hetfield wasn't always the metal icon. In high school, his carpentry skills earned him the nickname Hammer. 8. Hetfield is a practicing Christian. James Hetfield, the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist of the heavy metal band Metallica, has been open about his Christian faith. He has said that he was raised in a Christian home and that he believes in God. However, he has also said that he does not consider himself to be a religious person. Hetfield's faith has been a source of strength for him, especially during difficult times. He has said that he believes that God has a plan for his life and that he is grateful for the blessings that he has been given. Hetfield's faith has also influenced his music. Some of Metallica's songs, such as The Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters, contain lyrics that reflect his Christian beliefs. Hetfield's faith is a personal matter, and he has not spoken about it in great detail. However, his openness about his beliefs has been an inspiration to many fans. It shows that it is possible to be a successful musician and still have a strong faith. 7. Stage presence paradox. James Hetfield's stage presence is iconic. Hetfield is one of the best frontmen of all time, but that doesn't mean he doesn't deal with insecurity and anxiety before a tour. Papa Het opened up about this in an episode of the Metallica Report podcast. He talks about doubting himself before beginning a tour, specifically when it comes to his age and how that can limit what he can and cannot do anymore on stage. Hetfield also talks about having nightmares of things going awry, like not having a set list, or somehow the neck on his guitar is turned to rubber and it only has 2 strings. That has to happen, and I don't freak out over it, explained Hetfield. You have anxiety build up, and don't let it get the best of you because you have that balance of anxiety and faith. And as soon as you get up there, it's all gonna be good. Hetfield has also touched on sharing his insecurities with the rest of his Metallica bandmates. He said that as soon as he expresses his concerns, they're there to remind him that everything is going to be fine and that they have his back. 6. Craft beer enthusiast. Did you know James Hetfield is a craft beer lover? He enjoys a good brew and has collaborated with breweries on his own beers. In fact, Hetfield and Metallica and Stone Brewing Company have thrashed out a beer collaboration. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted metal band and the iconoclastic Escondido, California-based brewer teamed up to make Enter Night, a hoppy pilsner which hit the national stage. 5. Escape. Escape from Metallica's album Ride the Lightning is often overlooked. What's your take on this underrated track? James Hetfield hates the song Escape from Metallica's Ride the Lightning. Megaforce Records told the band to write it in order for the album to be released. The song was performed once in 2012 and was never played again. 4. Licensed pilot. James Hetfield is a licensed pilot. Where do you think he enjoys flying to the most? He once flew the lavish Clay Lacy Aviation Gulfstream G450 private jet on a world tour. James Hetfield, the iconic frontman of Metallica, embarked on a remarkable journey during a world tour, soaring through the skies in the opulent Clay Lacy Aviation Gulfstream G450 private jet. This extraordinary experience added a touch of luxury and sophistication to the already thrilling adventure of a global musical expedition. 3. Musical collaborations. James Hetfield has collaborated with many artists. Which collaboration surprised you the most? There's a special kind of magic that happens when 2 exceptional artists come together to create a masterpiece, especially if they both have distinctly different sounds that come together harmoniously. When it comes to music, this could even result in the birth of a sound that transcends any classic genre categorizations. Hetfield provided backing vocals on Man or Ash on the Corrosion of Conformity album Wise Blood. He sang backing vocals on Twist of Cain and Possession on Danzig's debut album, Danzig. He played guitar on Electric Electric from the Primus album, Antipop. He performed guest vocals on Drivin' Rain on the Government Mule album, The Deep End, Volume 2, and on the soundtrack NASCAR on Fox, Crank It Up, 2002. He also performed guest vocals on the Heart song Beautiful Broken from their album of the same name, which was released on July 8th, 2016. 2. Voice lessons. Did you know James Hetfield took voice lessons to improve his singing? How do you think his vocal style has evolved over the years? In the early 90s, James took voice lessons. His vocal coach gave him a cassette tape of how to warm up his voice. He still uses that tape to do his warm-ups before Metallica performs live or records. While Hetfield may still have a few vocal blemishes now and again, the difference between the band's thrash prime and the Black Album in terms of vocal performance is like night and day. Compared to the relentless fury of the band's first albums, hearing Hetfield sing tenderly on songs like The Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters was a breath of fresh air for Metallica fans, hearing the man behind all the metallic anger. Hetfield may have started with the crude sounds of metal and punk, but that maintenance opened up a new door of vocal performance for him. 1. Family matters. Family is important to James Hetfield. How do you think his family life influences his music and career? Aside from these pursuits, Hetfield says he is often happiest spending time with his wife Francesca and their 3 children, Callie, June 13, 1998, Castor, May 18, 2000, and Marcella, January 17, 2002. Hetfield married his wife Francesca Tomasi on August 17, 1997. During an interview on NPR's Fresh Air, Hetfield stated that his wife had helped him to mature and learn to deal with his anger issues more constructively, explaining that after they met, his destructive tendencies embarrassed both of them. Thanks for tuning in to learn more about James Hetfield. Which fact blew your mind? Let us know below and explore our channel for more Rockstar secrets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates on your favorite musicians.